Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your man, Roy Tuber here today,
And I'm the Central Genius,
and welcome to another episode of the
Royal Genius Podcast, where we take a look at things affecting the Black community from a sociological and psychological point of view.
Plus. We always keep it real. This episode is fun, crazy. We were all over the place.
Yeah. No structure. We just voiced our opinions about some things that were happening in pop culture.
So enjoy.
Like he's just doing this, that, and the third. Like, bitch, he's a parent. If that's what he needs, then yeah, he needs to get child
I
support.
don't think it's wrong, but I feel like if you're doing it because you're mad, that's the problem. If it's a situation where, oh, we didn't work out, I'm taking care of the child, so you should pay me child support, that's different. But he literally is making these decisions because he's mad at her for what she did.
That's his.
That's how.
That's
yeah,
the,
that's the
the
problem.
thing. That's the problem.
That's how
The child support not the problem.
That's how it looks to us, though.
Yeah, that's how it looks to us. Yeah,
because the only thing we saw was him tweet about her dress at the concert.
But that's because he put it out there.
He put it out there, right?
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, he put it out there, but you saw her when she left the house. She even said, "Y'all act like we don't live together," and he didn't see me before I left out the house. Like you did that, and then you it up.
He felt a type of way because it was Usher, and he was on stage. Like, but it's Usher.
All I think about is that damn Boondock episode with Usher.
Because if it was Beyonce, and a lot of men was like, y'all always saying we too sensitive whenever stuff like this happen, y'all saying he insecure. He is insecure. Even though, because you know what I hate when men do? Just because women say we want y'all to talk about y'all feelings and y'all emotions does not mean that we don't get to comment on it. You are insecure. What's bad about saying that he's insecure? There's nothing bad about it.
Somebody had made a really good point, or the way she worded it was perfect, because somebody was like, why every time men try to set boundaries, then there's pushback. And it was like, don't nobody have pushback when you set boundaries. And he was like, so, what is your example of a boundary? And he was like, well, y'all act like we can't tell our women like what they can and can't wear. And we're like, because you don't know the fucking definition of a boundary. That's not a boundary. That is
you can't tell somebody what to wear.
Boundaries are right. Boundaries are set for you, not for other people to obey you. The boundary is for you to decide if you want to deal with somebody who dresses like this, not for you to tell them that they can or cannot dress like this.
Exactly. And I feel like when we say certain things, like it's like we tell men this is what we want and they take it a whole other way. We say we want equality, they say, well, that means we can hit you and y'all can't do nothing about it. It's like, what do y'all not get about certain things? Like, but
how is that equality?
Right. We hitting us back or us hitting you or whatever, then we should be that's really what they be going to. It's like, why do y'all go to these extremes when we say we want something? Why is it always a problem when women say they want something?
It was a guy who said he wanted to have a virtual, what was it? Not a virtual, something AI girl. That's what it was, an AI girlfriend, so that he could beat her without getting sent to jail. And it's like, why are y'all like this?
Why is that? Why is it that when we say we want something, y'all hit 100? It's like, oh well, y'all want us to be emotional, but nigga, that don't mean you get to verbally or emotionally abuse me because you're showing your emotions. Showing your emotions is just simply talking about how you feel. It's not you being able to use your emotions against me. That's not the same thing.
People confuse emotion. The only emotion they choose is anger. They try to push. Push anger. They don't want to talk about being hurt. They don't want to talk about communication. Start talking about how you really feel.
That's what he could have done.
They don't know what they really feel because they have only associated their emotions with anger. Or anger. Basically,
they just
anger
know
and
one
anger.
thing, anger.
That's how a lot of men are taught how to deal with something a lot of the time in society. Is you get mad, hit. Oh, you feel disrespected, hit them. Like
or kill them.
Right.
And you know what's crazy
that's
too?
Another problem that they don't know because they weren't taught, and then the ones that are given the opportunity to be taught, it hurts, so they don't want to go through that. They don't want to go through the process of being hurt and being able to deal with it and then get, the healing from it. You just want it to be over, and it's like, we get it. We all want to just be over it, but that's not how it goes.
And also, a part of the human experience is not to not feel anything. You're supposed to feel things, but you're supposed to be able to get through those emotions in a healthy way. When we say we want men to show their emotions, all we're saying is we want to know how you feel about certain things, with meaning communicating, hey, what you said hurt my feelings, or what happened to me at work made me, they belittled me, it made me feel small, it made me feel like I was nothing. We want words. We don't want you to use your emotions because I did something. Like, for instance, she wore a certain outfit, he felt some type of way about it, it made him feel insecure, and he used those feelings as a weapon against her, and y'all are saying, well, this is what y'all want. That's not what we want.
There's a proper way to express that. There is a very much proper soul way to express that. When she came home, I really felt, but a lot of people are not emotionally mature enough to really dig in. Why does it bother you?
Why does it
Because ultimately, most likely it bothered him because he felt like people were looking at him. People were thinking some type of way about him because Usher, but you got to realize nobody was thinking about you.
Right. KeKe Palmer was acting like how KeKe Palmer act in every situation. I didn't see the problem. That's why I didn't see the problem. People was like, well, y'all act like she wasn't being disrespectful, whatever.
She wasn't.
She literally always act like this. I don't understand.
Her acting like that. So it's like, what's the problem now?
She literally, this is
a
how she
lot of them don't want to think about, like, the majority. If we look down at it, majority of the problems end up being them not looking at themselves. Like, they don't look at why they feel the way they feel, and then when they do look at why they feel the way they feel, it's always reflected on how somebody else feels about. Yeah, it's always about, well, the boy's gonna think this or the girl's gonna think that. Why are you worried about what other people are gonna think? Unless it's gonna be something having to deal with police getting involved or something bad happening. I don't get, like, why what somebody else is thinking is that important.
Yeah, I know there's some guys that probably felt a type of way about that, but I looked at that and I was like, she having a good ass time.
They did. And I was saying too, if that was Beyonce and she called y'all on the stage, y'all would react the same way, bro. And not just her, Janet Jackson. It's a lot of women performers that make men act crazier than what KeKe Palmer was doing. Niggas be about to pass out. They be about to pass away. And we get it. I would not be mad at my partner for being excited for getting a dance with Beyonce. Like, you better.
If you like something like that, if you like somebody like that,
we always get it. And it's like, if something happened with them, we're like, we get it. Like, nigga, that's fucking Janet Jackson. That's Beyonce. That's Ciara. That's somebody. That's Meg. That's somebody. We get it. But then when it happens to them, it's like, nigga, what? Why are you so upset?
Right.
If I got a partner and I know that they really a fan of somebody and they would like that, and we got the tickets for that, I'm like, as soon as they come in the crowd,
I'd be like, oh, me too. I'll be hyping it like,
get her.
You better act like that over Beyonce. You better. She called you out of the crowd to dance. You better act up.
Like, and if you really think of Usher trying to get at her, that's just crazy. Like,
right.
Even if he was, like, she shouldn't shut that down. It was a performance, though. It was obvious it was just a performance.
And she is a performer, and they say, look how this person reacted, look how that person, look how Saweetie acted, look how what the other girl named Winnie Harlow was there with her boyfriend. Saweetie is not the same as KeKe Palmer. Saweetie is one of those girls that think they're too good for stuff like that. Like, I'm not sweating no nigga. She that type of woman. It didn't matter who was on that stage, she wasn't going to act like that. Because she not that type of girl.
Are completely different
people. KeKe was a fan of Usher. You can tell. That was a fan behavior. She was acting like a fan.
KeKe has a big personality, period.
Exactly. This is how she always act. That's why I was saying she always act like this.
She was having a good time. Nothing wrong.
Only see if like when people do that, when they do comparisons, I'm like, that stuff only works if that's somebody that person looked up to. Like, if you are doing bad and you want to use an example, like, okay, well, look at how this person don't act like that. That only works if that's somebody that you look up to. If that's somebody that person looks up to. That's the only time shit like that works. Other than that, it's like, okay, good for them. That worked for them. That don't work.
And I really believe that she's a fan of his. And when I say fan, because I know that word for y'all, it's like disrespect. I mean, she literally looks up to him. She loves him. And it showed through that. I don't think that it was a sex thing. They like, you can't tell me her, because I heard Charlamagne them talk about it. Her panties wasn't wet. Why do y'all think that we react that way? Because y'all do. Because she was excited. She had to be horny.
Right. You could tell she was a fan from the video, because
it was a fan.
That was she was wearing the outfit from the video in there, singing this. You could tell,
right?
People, we grew up on Usher.
I wouldn't act like that, because that ain't my personality.
I wouldn't grow up with
her personality.
But I hear it.
But like Van said, like comparing them. Look how Saweetie, like I said, Saweetie is one of those girls. She's not gonna sweat a nigga, just like how I am. I could love you. I don't care how I feel, but I'm not about to go and act crazy over you. That's just not my personality.
I think we talked about it before. Like, I don't want that thing. There's no star that I think I would get nervous.
Not like, right. Or I would feel uncomfortable. Like, you put me on the spot. Like, why are you near me?
The only thing I might like is for them to put the mic to me and say, hey, like sing the lyrics or something. But touching me and stuff, I don't think I'm okay with
me either. I don't even. Which
one? And admire you from afar. I don't want all that attention.
Exactly. Like, I love you, but not like that. Don't touch me and all of that stuff. I'm cool.
But if you're cool with that, it's
a homeboy. Right. That's how they was with Bruno Mars. My homeboy was like, "Nah, I know if Bruno Mars was in your face, you'd be all over." No, I wouldn't.
Right.
I swear to God, I wouldn't.
At all.
I promise you, I wouldn't. I love him to death. In my eyes, he can do no wrong. I don't care, but I promise you, I'll be in the back row. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't say shit.
Hiding at the concerts. I be anxious as heck at concerts. Like, don't put that camera on me. Don't put no mic in my face either. I'm a saint because you put me on the spot, but I don't like it. I'm not doing it because, like, I want a moment. I'm not really one of those people.
No, I get into music, so I probably would do it just so it's fun in the moment. I'm not trying to get the attention.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm
rocking with you. Keep the show going.
But I wouldn't, because you would mess up the show if somebody put a mic in your face and you like, I don't want to do this. But
get the right person like DC and Fly, they gonna clown on you and keep moving.
So you gotta sing it. They put that mic to your face, even if you sound bad, you got to. But like, I'd be anxious. Don't put that camera on me.
But ultimately, that boils down to what we saw in the public with KeKe Palmer and her boyfriend, because they never got married, right? It was his issue, not hers.
It was, and he brought it there. It wouldn't have been a moment. He put it, like she said, they lived together. You could have said that before I left, or you could have said that to me when we were like afterwards. Like, I wasn't comfortable with what you were. And she literally did not dress no different than how she always dressed. I don't get it. Is it because she's a mom now, so she can't look sexy? And she even got 10 times, 100 times sexier since she had that baby.
Big facts. Big
Like
facts.
she got 100 times sexier, and
I
maybe
don't know
that's
how that.
and
I
maybe
don't know
that's
how that
it.
happened. Cause
Maybe
she
that's the
glowing.
thing. Maybe
She
that's the
glowing.
problem. Ever since she had the baby, it's gotten a lot. Is her personality is a lot bigger, and she got sexier, and everybody is like looking at her now. And maybe he feels it's hard for him to deal with that. Maybe. What you said, Van?
Normally when women have children, you know, go through that process of having to get over that hump of depression, feeling ugly, not feeling sexy. For KeKe Palmer, even if that's how she's feeling, that's not what's showing. What she's showing
Right.
us is that her confidence has skyrocketed times 10
Skyrocketed.
since she had the child. She has gotten way more active, way more sick. Like everything has just
I love it.
and exactly, we
I
love it
love
for
it.
her, but doesn't happen for all of us. And I feel like he may have expected that, and it didn't happen the way he thought it.
Yeah, and he don't know how to deal with it. That's what I think it is, because she has gotten a lot more attention since then, because like Van said, her confidence has skyrocketed. And I know that can be hard to deal with, especially if you're not in the public eye like them. You don't have the status that they have. But they chose you, and it can play on your insecurities, because you questioning yourself like, well, dang, she looked like this. This is who I'm with. This is this person. Why are they with me? Am I
And
good enough for this person?
I think the best way to deal with something like that is if you know your partner, talk to them. They can probably
Exactly.
ease your mind real easily.
Easily.
I felt a type of way, it's Usher. I didn't know what to think. And that she would have probably been like, baby, I'm with you.
Right. I don't care
I'm
about that
coming
man.
home to you.
Like she probably see Usher as like a mentor type thing. I don't think KeKe see him like that.
I don't think
She
so
probably would have
either.
gave him some of the best cat he ever had in his life that night if he just
Facts.
If
explained
he
to
would have
her
played
when
his
he got
cards
home.
right. If he would have played his cards right and just like, you know what, this is how I felt. Like, I get it, you confident, like, and I love it. I love your confidence, but it made me feel away. And she probably would have put them worries, it's cool. You ain't gotta worry. Like,
To bed real easy.
right.
That is not a concern of mine. I do not look at him like this. Usher, what, 43, 45?
That's what I'm about to say, the age difference. And I feel like it's more so because KeKe is one of those people that loves people.
It
She
froze.
appreciates people. Okay. She's one of those celebrities that celebrates other celebrities. She loves them. She really admires people. You can tell anytime she's in the room with somebody that she really admires, you can tell. She give people their flowers, and I feel like with Usher, that was somebody that she really admired, and for her to get that moment with him, she was hyped. I don't think nothing was wrong with that.
Think about the cultural impact of an Usher. Like, he has transcended like everything. That man is a super mega pop star, been in the game for years,
On the level like Beyonce.
still doing it as a high level, can still sing most of these new niggas under the
Dance
tail.
too. Ain't
For
miss
real.
a beat.
So what's not to respect about him? She was like, because KeKe's like 2 years, 3 years younger than you. So she literally was a kid when he came out. So looking at, like,
Exactly. Just like I was, and I loved him. I still
me
do.
too.
Like nobody can touch Usher in my head. R&B wise, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care who y'all put against him. Y'all can have y'all R. Kellys. Y'all can have y'all Chris Browns.
That
It's
was
always gonna be
disrespectful.
Usher for me.
That was disrespectful trying to put Usher in the verses versus
With
Chris Brown.
Brown. Like, please get out
Do
of here
you
with
know
that.
how deep his bag is? Like,
I think people only know I think people only know his hits. They don't know a lot of his songs.
he could just play Confessions by itself and be Chris Brown.
True.
The whole album of Confessions.
True, because y'all know that to me, the only good album Chris Brown had, like full album, was that first one.
I can't even tell you an album that came out from Chris Brown outside the first one, because when he first came out,
exactly.
around the same time that B5 came out, and I was heavily into B5 and Chris Brown.
Yep, I
After
love
that,
B5
I was
too.
still on B5. Like, even to this day, I still follow the B5 crew. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with it.
I love B2K too. It was B2K, B5, Chris Brown, and Pretty Ricky for me.
Wow.
But tell me how I feel about them niggas now.
I literally tried to listen to a Chris Brown album when he dropped that Heartbreak on the Full Moon, and I was mad because it was like 40-something tracks.
That's on 40 songs, bro. I listened to it. I wrote my books to that album.
But it was like, it was hit and miss. It was just like these tracks were bleeding into the other one.
Some of the songs were like,
but he did it for streaming. It's just like, this is not good. Like you have to have a track that flows well, but also you don't need two of the same songs type of thing. You could have narrowed. That could have been a 15-track album, and it probably would have been fire.
There's a difference between us listening to 40 of your songs and listening to an album with 40 of your songs. There's a difference.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. And people say that they like pop Chris Brown better than R&B Chris Brown, and I don't. I don't really like any of his pop songs like that. I like R&B Chris Brown better. Like
those poppy sounds, it gets on my nerves.
I don't like this.
What was that one?
That Fine China.
I didn't mind Fine China, but it was another one where he was.
I like Liquor. And I don't know if Liquor is considered pop though. I feel like that's more R&B.
That feels more R&B.
Yeah.
Well, really, they say pop is just what's popular, whatever blows up the most. So any genre can be pop as long as it blows up. You know, like
I thought it was. To me, pop has a sound.
To me too.
With Chris and Danny Lay, I like that song, but I really don't know.
I like that one too. That's
what song was that?
That's is it Easy? Is that the name of that song?
I think it's Take It Easy.
Easy? I like that one too.
But
he got a song with Sierra, and
I want to see it.
It's a new song.
I want to see it, but
that would probably be more of a better video than it would be a song.
Cause they can both dance. They great performers, but that song, I like when he in his R&B bag. Like I like when Chris Brown was like trying to make us feel like he was in love with people. I don't believe it, but like I like that side of him better. That Goodbye. It's a song by Chris Brown that I really love. I feel like it was emotional. It was like an emotional type of vibe, and I'm like, I like when he do this.
He be hit and miss for like the past 10 years to me. It'd be like, oh, I like that song. The album might be good. No, like it's like 3 songs off of here that's cool. Like
same to me. Like definitely like on no Usher level. I'm sorry.
Usher had albums that you could play still to this day, back to back to back, like no skips.
Ain't that album name Will Work for Love? Is that the name of it? I know the song is Will Work for Love. I don't remember it. I think that's the album's name, but it's some songs by Usher that I really love that a lot of people probably don't like. Like I like Lay You Down, Lay Me Down, Lay You Down. Seduction.
Seduction is fire.
It's a lot more that I'm forgetting.
But he hasn't like put out an album that I've heard that was just like, okay, this is skippable type thing.
Right.
It's legends, and I don't know if for this generation he'll be a legend, but for us, I don't think he will get to that status.
Chris Brown?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For this generation, though, people like the kids still listening to him and stuff, I think he'll be a legend. But
I gotta find it and send that song to you that I'm talking about, the Chris Brown song. But yeah, I like Usher is just so I get it. I got her excitement, and also I feel like it could have been anybody on that stage. It could have been a woman too if KeKe would have acted the same way, because she just has that personality.
Didn't she have a video with what's that girl name? Cassie. Of them being lovers.
Was it?
I could have sworn it was Palmer. KeKe Palmer and Cassie.
Probably. I need to look that up. KeKe Palmer featuring Cassie.
Was that like one of KeKe's songs, like a video?
Let me see. Yep, Van is right.
Cassie, but it was featuring KeKe. It was them together.
Oh, they say they kissed. Did they kiss?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see this.
It was at the end of the video. I saw that a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a year ago. But it's been a little minute.
I thought I saw all her music videos before.
They said they kissed on here. Who is Darius? Darius look like he look like he could be Prince's son. He look
I'm
kind of
sorry.
like him.
Made me think about Tiana Taylor and Kalani, I believe.
Ooh.
They made a video. It was
That
so good.
was
The song is
amazing.
so good. Both video and song is
That
fucking beautiful.
video, I was like, I'm definitely gay. 100. When I saw it. Who else got one
What
like
video?
that? It's Tiana Taylor and Kehlani. What's the name of that freaking song?
Y'all gotta send that to me because I don't think I've seen that one before.
And it was another one too, Kiana Lede and was it Tiana Taylor? Kiana Lede and somebody.
I don't know much of her stuff. I just seen her dance.
It's the name of the song is you need to listen to that dang, what's the name of that album? I'm gonna send it to you. But I listened to when that album came out every day. Name of it is Morning, the Tiana Taylor and Kehlani song. And that joint it's the sexiest video that I have seen in a long time. And Kiana Lede got one too.
But ultimately, the moral of the story of the KeKe Palmer stuff is
with Kehlani. It's
was
Kehlani and Kiana Lede, your best friend. So Kehlani be out here turning the straight girls, but I don't think Tiana Taylor straight. And I don't know if Kiana Lede straight. I think she might be bisexual. I don't know. Who really is straight?
But before we go to the next thing, Ben, have you seen the video, right? What's her name? The one with the topic we said we were gonna talk
Jess
about?
Hilarious.
Jess Hilarious video, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the video. I just saw the conversation I just saw the conversation around the video. I never watched it. A lot of the times that's how it be. I'll see them talking about something and I'll be like, I ain't even about to look at it because I know it's gonna piss me off. But I didn't see her video. I think I saw a clip of it with her saying that we are the gatekeepers of womanhood because we are real women. I saw that part.
Yeah. We could probably put the video in the description and the actual thing of it, but I was making sure that Van knew like about it though.
You know the beef between real women and trans women?
I know a little bit. I know it seems like apparently like the trans women are trying to say women shouldn't be called women or something like that, and then women are like, we're real women, something along those lines. I don't know details. I kind of just skim past anytime I see shit like that.
It's the same thing as the motherhood thing, how trans women were saying that we should be called something or whatever, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with us not being called women too. I don't think that there's a point of changing it, but I also don't believe that they're trying to steal it from us because they don't want us to say it. Like I just feel like they want to be included in things and they're trying to figure out ways. Do I feel like I'm gonna stop calling women? No.
Have you noticed that it's only trans women that this seems to happen with? You don't hear shit about trans men.
Ever. We was talking about that.
Into men, but it's always the ones who were born male that is always an issue with.
Which further goes into the topic of the patriarch and how this still is centered around woman hate. It's still centered around misogyny. It's still centered around that because trans men don't go through the same thing.
So I just pulled it up on YouTube, right? The video came up. I'm gonna just play a little bit.
And us, who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your face. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that can bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
So, but before you go, I want to talk about, so I pulled it up, right, on YouTube. I just said,
what she was referring to? What was said?
She just started, she's the one that started the argument herself. She wasn't even responding to nobody. She just said, what?
This is rooted, this is something happened for her to say this stuff.
It's just a lot of, you know how we'll start conversations in the group, like when we done seen a video or we done heard so much talk about something. She probably done seen so much.
It was probably,
just felt like she
it was a conversation.
Something personal happened to her.
Well, we know that she was cheated on
by with her. Somebody cheated on her with a trans woman.
I think it happened multiple times, different guys that she's dated.
Because the reason why I say this, there's anger behind those words. You can hear that.
But I think she could have been responding to, like, there was an argument between certain people online about the periods and oh, who does that make you a real woman and everything. But what I wanted to say before y'all go is the first 4 videos I put up on YouTube is men talking about this. What that tells me that y'all was waiting to jump on something. Y'all was waiting to jump on something. It is conservative people.
I told you what they were saying. I'm so happy that y'all finally see it. We've been trying to tell y'all this, and we've been trying to tell y'all that, whatever. Y'all found, like, the same niggas that be calling Jess Hilarious a man. Because niggas be always calling her a man.
I don't get it.
Talking about how she look like a man, she not a man.
Like, okay, but Just Hilarious has been called a man, like
a man,
and then a trans man. So
yes.
To be called, you know that you're not one. That could be a part of it, but then again, like I said, we all know how we can get when it's something that we feel strongly about, or we are seeing a lot of people talking about it, and we just want to give our personal spiel on it. But the way that all of this still comes from fucking people that are born male, like, there is literally something in there that just doesn't apparently sit right. That you don't hear nothing about trans men. You don't hear nothing. You hear about trans men from trans men. That's all. That's the only thing you hear. You don't hear no woman talking about trans men. You don't hear no men talking about trans men.
Like
you don't
either.
hear nothing.
Because it's still
right.
It's acceptable because they're men. The word, I feel like it's like there's this extra like layer of why would a man want to be a woman type thing.
For me, it's like women understand a lot. They understand a whole lot. So women that are transitioning into men, they have that understand. That's like, how can I explain it? Anyway, you don't hear nothing about that. But cis men, we all have a problem with them. Trans women, men who are transitioning into women, there's a problem. It's like there is always something with them.
So
why?
You feel like the entitlement that comes along with being a man has something to do with it?
Yeah,
like they still have that.
They still have whatever that is that men come with. They still have that transition into women. Now, and there's a difference I've noticed. For some reason, there's a difference between, and when I say for some reason, I'm not trying to say that like in a bad way. I'm just saying you would think it would be more understanding, but it's not. There's a huge difference between trans men and gay men. A huge difference. Gay men are way more understanding. They are more on like the same, I guess you could say, playing field when it comes
As
to,
women.
cis women and the understanding and what the world, how the world is, how the world functions when it comes to patriarchy, all of that stuff. But when it comes to trans women and cis men, it's something there. And it's like,
you think they
why? Why
still have
is that?
that in them?
They still have that same mentality, and it's mind-boggling.
Now that is a different take.
I get what she's saying though. This the entitlement that men have. They still have it, even though they're transitioning into women. And I also understand when the conversation is they're having a conversation or whatever, and we're talking about what women should do. I feel like you can still exist and you can still be accepted or whatever without giving us rules to follow, if that makes sense. Like, you shouldn't be called mothers, you should be called this, you shouldn't be called women, you should be called this. I don't agree with that part about it, because I feel like you can still exist in the system without giving us rules to follow. So it still kind of feels like, I understand what Van is saying, it still kind of feels like there's still that hierarchy of we're beneath you, because that part of them being a man, being born a man and transitioning to a woman, it seems like that part still exists.
Well, my feelings towards
so I get what she's saying.
I feel like the minority is making it bad for the majority, because I've had experiences with
not everybody thinks like that.
It is a vocal minority, but the thing is, these vocal people can scream real loud.
And another thing I feel like we always overlook when it comes to any issues in the LGBT community, within the Black community, we spend a lot of time going back and forth with each other and arguing with each other, but it'd be the white trans people causing the issue.
Yep, they always started, and then they just sit
and then they hide and watch us fight
over nothing.
And then
we go back and forth, and the arguments get visceral. People get the name calling, and it's a thing for weeks and months, or years sometimes. And this argument's gonna go on for the rest of this year.
Yeah. That's why I say I feel like the people were saying the civil war they feel brewing is going to be between the rich and poor. I think it's going to be between men and women.
This is
because it seems like all of the issues is rooted in misogyny, the patriarchy, women being tired of always being expected to move different for other people to feel comfortable. Like, we gotta always do something for everybody else to feel comfortable.
Say that again, because that's real deep right there. So y'all have to function a certain way to make
we always have to function differently to make somebody else comfortable, and it's unfair. It's like, you can do this without telling us what we can and can't do.
If we have to keep doing certain things just for your life to be easier, obviously that means there's something going on with you.
That's true.
My mom tried to say, don't say stuff like that, because that means that you're saying God made a mistake. He did. He did. He did. And he knew it. That's why he made us. That was the entire purpose that he made us. He knew when you're doing something for the first time and you want to improve it, so you make another one of the same version. That's literally what we were here to help. What his first creation was. We're here to help guide.
The mistake.
If I am here to parent your creation, then that obviously means there is something about me that is not within the first one. There are things within the first one that's not within me, but apparently it's been proven time and time again that the second creation is a little bit slightly better than the first one.
I ain't gonna even say slightly, because I've always have felt that I'm better than these niggas. Like, what you
And I'm not saying it in a way where it's like,
Me
well, you saying you
neither.
need. I mean, we don't need you. We want you, but I don't feel like I don't feel like no man needs a woman. I don't think a woman needs a
Me
man.
neither.
I feel like humanity needs each other as a whole, like not anything about your gender, just people need
You mean in
people.
a communal sense, right?
Right.
Don't Right, like community. We need community,
But
but
I
we
do
don't
feel
need
like
the
if
other
you
thing.
if you give us our own society and men their own society, it won't function the same. So it's almost kind
Oh
of like
yeah.
they definitely need us.
I guarantee you, if you
Or like a TV show, a cartoon, anything, anytime there is a woman-filled society, it is always peaceful and thriving in its own way. And then the men's society always look like the fucking apocalypse
Chaos.
happened.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I guarantee you,
It
a men's
did.
society and a women's
They gonna
society, the men will
destroy
be
it.
constantly at war. And the women over there building houses,
Harmonious. And you
technology.
know how they say both men and women, the reason why we need to be together is because we create this balance, as if no, there's a balance. Because even with couples, same-sex couples or whatever, there's a balance there. People create balance, period. There are things in you that I don't have and things in me that you don't have, but when we come together and we work together, that's a balance.
Right. It's supposed to be balanced, but the way they act is like they're supposed to be superior than us. And it's like, no, that's not
And
what
I
that
think
is. It's supposed to be balanced, but since you don't want it to be balanced, we can thrive on our own.
that's one of the issues too. Like you said, when you brought that to our attention, because I wasn't thinking about it like that. Honestly, I didn't want to think about it. I'm tired of the argument. I'm tired of the conversation. But you brought it to my attention. I do feel like there's that still there. I feel like the fight, the beef or whatever is counterproductive as usual. I don't it doesn't matter how much this world progresses or whatever. Nobody can take our womanhood. But if you want to think that our womanhood is being taken, it's by these white men. It's like nobody else. They're literally passing laws, or they have passed laws to control us, to control our womanhood.
You
That's the
never
only.
know. They always like, I'm not saying like it's as that small, but it just gives the same energy. Like when rich people want to be poor, they want to be uh oppressed so fucking bad until it actually happens, and then they see the shit you really have to go through. I saw a video. This lady was like, "Do you really think that if we had a choice to have periods and have to give birth, we would actually choose to do that?" Of course, there are plenty of women that want to have kids, but it's like for those who have done it and know how painful it could be. Know, like, you have some women that are like, I wish I could experience that. Like, I feel for them. You know, that's something they really want. But the majority of us, like, you really think we would choose to not just hand these to you?
And like that whole
But
gatekeeper of periods, y'all can have that.
I told
I
you,
ain't fighting over
right.
no period.
I told you I had a conversation with a girl, and I knew it was going to be good the other day about that. And she said, well, the periods, and I'm just like, is that what defines you as a woman?
We were talking about. I had want to touch on that too.
Like, I don't understand. That does not define you as a woman. Now, I'm not the person to say, because I'm a man, I can't say what defines you. But when I look at a woman, I don't see, oh, she bleeds once a month.
Well, that's the thing.
So she
That's the line, because they are like, we have periods, we give birth. And it's like, but that's not what
That's not our
defines
duty.
us, though.
But
But that's also what the other community is saying. Like, okay, we don't have periods, we don't have children. That's why we're saying we are also women, because that's not what defines a woman.
but that also goes to show what men think of us too. That's what they defined as what makes us women. We didn't
right.
come up with that definition. They defined us as that because that's what they see. That's the only use. That's what we're for. We're to have children
Procreation.
for them.
Yep.
Procreation. That's all they see us for. They can't get out of that mindset because, and that's how a lot of the times they miss the value of a woman, the true value of what a woman is supposed to bring. Like we said, if we were to split our societies and it was women and men on one side, women on one side, you would see what defines women, what we bring to this table that y'all like to keep bringing up. Like, we bring harmony, we influence things, we set the tone of how things are going to be in spaces. We have a certain essence that men don't have, and men have a certain essence that women don't have. That's what defines us, the essence of a woman, the things that the nurturing qualities, the way that we're able to just put some spice on things, especially Black women. We just come and we just make things better just with presence alone, energy alone.
Some of my favorite videos on the internet are like Black women in different spaces and hyping people up.
Yeah.
And it be random stuff like somebody skating. Oh, you better do that trick. And then
exactly.
And you see the energy in there. Everybody like, yeah. And you feel so. If you ain't never been cheered on until you've been cheered on by a Black woman. Because you get cheered by a Black, you feel like you done made it. That's the award.
Right.
Like, they're like,
Black woman hockey.
Like, we literally set the tone, like, for things, and we set the trends, everything that people call, even men, even these homophobic, these cisgender homophobic men who has such an issue with gay men and stuff like that, but y'all literally be killing each other over things that they create. These clothes that y'all died to wear, that you go broke to wear. All of these things were created by these people that you hate, women and gay men. Femininity created a lot of these things.
You know, and I want to talk about that femininity thing a little bit, because certain things that we attribute to femininity should be attributed to adulthood and maturity. Period. As a man, a lot of times people attributed things about me to me being feminine. Oh, I cried. I was emotionally mature. From a young age, I was self-aware of my feelings, and my first go-to was not anger. Like, you know, like, since I've been younger, it was, that hurt my feelings. You know, you soft, you are feminine, that's a feminine trait. No, it's emotional maturity, because I was able to tell you, because you would have just punched me in the face because you felt that way. I told you. Now, I might still punch you in the face after you say, fuck you, I don't care about your feelings, but my first go-to is to tell you how I feel.
That's true. It should be attributed to being a human. It kind of seems like we still hold women what humanity is supposed to be. And then you have most men who don't. They're robotic. I don't want to feel. I don't want to do any of these things that make me feel feminine. And that's another thing too that I was saying, like when Van was talking about the transition, like when it's men transitioning into women, that is abomination. It's seen as an abomination because it's like, you're a man. Why would you want to be a woman? Like that. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you ever want to do that?
And the thing about that is, people would prefer that you stay the way that you are, no matter how unhappy that you are. They would prefer that you choose to stay what you are on the outside versus how you actually are as a person. They want you to be a robot. They want you to just do what you're, which is another thing. A lot of them just like being told what to do. It's like, why do I have to tell you what to do? Why do you need instructions instead of guidance? Everybody needs guidance, but y'all need instructions. Why?
It seems like that's how it is with most men. They can't function. That's why I was saying the other society, they can't function without rules. Like, so I remember somebody brought up, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Jasmine Garner and Voodoo Bay. was talking, and they brought up this point that made so much sense to me. They was talking about how the reason why men I guess attract to European, like the European standards and like the patriarch, and the reason why that they buy into it is because these are people that are setting guides and stuff for them to do. They like following somebody. They like being told what to do or whatever. So this is what they follow. And she was like, well, y'all might as well have to stay slaves.
But why would you call yourself a leader if you need instructions to do everything?
They're not.
Because they're not leaders.
They're not leaders.
And to go a little bit deeper, that makes me think about how, okay, if y'all need instructions, you need literal codes and instructions to be told what to do and how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. But then you have these that are saying, women is the closest thing to a portal, spirituality, the strongest thing you're gonna get into connection with to another realm. Like, we are supposedly these, I say supposedly, but of course I believe it, but we are supposedly these beings that is your what's the word? I'm losing my words.
Basically your savior.
Basically, but we're the access that you have to another world. We're the closest thing you're gonna have to another world. So
yeah,
they were made that way, and they are made to follow instructions. Who has a soul and who doesn't?
That's a good point.
I feel like it's important, and it's unfortunate that a lot of men don't view women outside of that sexual box to have that friendship. And I was doing that from a young age. And like I think I said it before on another podcast, where I had a lot of women friends. Like, oh, why you hang out with the women? Because they're more interesting than y'all. They talking about a whole lot of stuff. And I'm sitting over here getting educated, and I'm loving it. And I'm not thinking about, oh, you think you're trying to be that girlfriend, you're trying to be that boyfriend, huh? No, they just cool.
Right.
Men who have more female friends tend to be a little bit higher on the totem pole.
Also, they tend to they tend to value women. They tend to value and they tend to understand what is important. What about us is important that they need in their lives. And the things that they want to embody as well, because I don't feel like all men. I feel like men, and a matter of fact, I feel like all men are tired of the macho masculinity. Like I'm fighting everybody that do this. But they don't know how to stop.
Right. They are tired. They are definitely tired, but they have absolutely no idea how to stop and where to go because they are so scared of what other men are going to say.
It's like the alternative is they see like we're tired, like, because they talk about being providers and all y'all want us to do is work and then pay for this, pay for that, do this, do that, whatever. We're tired of it. They don't know what to do, but at the same time, because I have privileges of being a man, because I benefit from this system, I'm still going to weaponize it. So even though I'm tired of having to carry this load, I'm going to carry this load. I'm going to complain about it. And I want women to submit. I want women to submit to me because that's what they're supposed to do. Because I feel like if you give up what manhood is, masculinity is, you have to give up control. You have to give up power. You have to give up privilege, and they're not going to do that.
I think
you have to, because it's one and the same. Like when they complain about the stuff, and it's like men don't realize they are complaining about a system that was created by them. Only y'all can take that shit down.
Exactly.
Only y'all can stop that because y'all created it. You can't sit here and complain about you want to be a leader. Who told you had to be the leader? Patriarchy. Who told you had to pay all bills? Patriarchy. Who told you had to take care of the family and the kids? Patriarchy. The main things that y'all are complaining about was created by y'all. Only y'all can destroy that. But then they think in black and white. It's like either I'm gonna be seen as whatever the fuck they have a definition as a man, or
woman.
I'm gonna be gay.
The
Like,
alternative
that's
is to
not
be a
how
woman.
life
That's
works. That's not how
exactly.
humanity works. Humanity does not work like that. And it has been proven time and time again as time goes on. Humans can be complicated. Humans can be simple. Humans can be both at the same time. These things can exist at the same time. You can still be you. I am fully, like, I used to get called a pick-me because I'm like, I fully agree. A man should not be responsible for the entire household 100% of the time. I also agree a woman should not be responsible for the entire backload that she has to carry of a family 100% of the time. Y'all should be able to share equal responsibility, whether that means going 50-50. When I say 50-50, I mean fucking 50-50, not
100,
70. Yeah. Yeah. 100. Better.
Yeah, it's 100,
Yes.
100%. Because your 100 might not look like somebody else's 100, but as long as you both putting in that full effort, that's what's important.
Even if your 100 look like 80 sometimes, and I gotta carry that 20, that's still balance and that's still harmony. But
right, and that's okay. And these gender roles, like, y'all created these gender roles. Only y'all can destroy these gender roles. Nobody wants to keep doing something that was specifically assigned to them if they know for a fact, I'm not happy with this. I don't want to. If we were still back then where even though dresses were created by men for men, anyway, if we had to wear dresses 24/7, no woman would be happy.
No.
Very few, but no woman would 100% be happy. Just like now, men do not want to be held responsible 100% for the entirety of their family for the rest of their life to fucking die. You shouldn't. But y'all created, y'all have to get rid of it. You can't be like the Christians and pick and choose what you do and don't want to have.
But they not gonna get rid of it, like I said, because they benefit from the system. They benefit from this system. So the only thing left to do is push it on women. It's y'all fault. You are the reason why we gotta do this and we gotta do that. No, I'm not. I literally am not in control of anything. Like, we literally don't control nothing. How is everything our fault? We don't have power to do this stuff. We sick of living in this system too. I want you to sit down sometimes and chill too, because that's the reason why y'all be so angry, because y'all always moving. You don't get to process nothing. You don't get to be a human being. I don't want to be with nobody who just want to go to work and pay the bills, but a lot of y'all want to keep doing that because it's easy. You don't have to pay attention to your relationship. You don't have to be with your family. You don't have to be involved. And it's a difference between taking care of your family and being involved with your family.
I feel like it's important that we start having these conversations. And I feel like if you ask most men, what is the value of women, the first thing they'll go to is, oh, nurturing. It's so much more. Like having you as a friend, for example. There's so many like little tidbits of advice that it's just like, oh, okay, cool, I'm on the right track type of thing. Or women in leadership roles can make a ship really start to get to moving. You know, a man is going to be moving around slow. You start getting this in, businesses start really, really flourishing.
Or they go all around. They go and do some crazy stuff to get stuff moving. Like, look at the street life culture. You don't gotta do that to make it, my nigga. You don't.
Exactly. And made me think about it. It might be a little bit off topic, but you said that benefit thing. But it relates to me because what they're trying to do is force us to think that, oh, we benefited from their system.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to teach the kids right now that benefit to slavery, we learn stuff from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you get that in that mindset, that's another thing that they can control you, thinking that, oh, you benefit from it, when really
you don't.
You're not benefiting from this the way things are.
They think they do. That's why they're not gonna let it go. Because it's like Van said, it's either I continue to get my back broken every day with all this load that I'm carrying, or I'm a woman, or I'm gay. And that's it's not black and white. Y'all gotta get out of that black and white mindset, bro. Everything is not black and white. That's not black and white. You could benefit a lot from taking pieces that women already embody, and implementing it in your own life. There's nothing wrong with that. Femininity is not the devil. They have been telling y'all that we are the devil since the Bible days. They've been saying this since the beginning of time.
One of the crazy
when they
part
hear
is
femininity, they hear anti-man, and it's like that is
Yeah,
literally
that's
not
not what
what
it
it is.
is.
It's for us to be equal. Is it. Point blank, period. Equality. That's it. The same shit that y'all trying to get with these white men. Equality. I don't understand how they don't see it.
I honestly don't even feel like they're trying to get equality no more from white men. I feel like they're trying
They
to
not. They
be
were at
them.
first, but now at this point, they're not even worried about the other race or other races. They're just worried about making sure they have some kind of control, because they done lost
Yeah.
control everywhere. They just trying to make sure they still have some kind of control over women and children that they bring into the community.
They
Or
don't
that they
stop.
have in
They don't stop fighting for our freedom. Like, we not free. Y'all think we free, but nigga get some money and it's like, I'm free now. No, you're not. You're still living in the confinements of their rules, even with that money in your pocket. You're not gonna go as far as these niggas ever. And baby, if you get there, then that reputation that you had is gonna come crumbling, because they gonna make you all your dirt gonna come out. We see it been done.
Their favorite argument to keep things like going this way is to say, oh, we got to clean up our own backyard first, or it's the black women that's holding us back, or it's all of this other stuff except for the actual enemy.
How we holding y'all back?
From what?
Exactly. We literally are in this thing by ourselves a lot of the times, fighting for our whole community by ourselves, and y'all only worried about putting money in y'all pockets.
I'm hoping that at least 3 generations from now is when we would start seeing like an improvement of the community as a whole, because you know it's been scientifically proven that okay, so trauma that I've gone through, trauma that I'm going through, that I've had, being pregnant with my daughter, yeah, can be passed on through her. Whatever egg she has right now is already passed on to grandchildren if she decides to have children. So, with that being said, I was hoping by that time, something else will be different. But they're going about the education system now. It's like, damn, I'm losing now, because at least we were progressing a little bit because we have more access to correct information. But now I'm just like, what the fuck is even, what is even our goal at this point?
Just like Rizza and Islam say, where people be ignoring, the only way we are going to get anywhere is if we create our own system. We are not going to win with their system. We're not. That's the only way, but people scared. They scared because they feel like, well, every time we build something, they bring it down. Look, all of you trigger happy niggas. What do you mean? So you don't believe in your ability to protect your community? You don't think that you can do that, but you can walk up to a nigga and shoot him to take his chain from around his neck, but you can't protect your community.
A lot of the times those things happen because we were passive in the past. I'm not saying that our ancestors were weak, but they were passive because that's the generation they grew up in. Fighting for them look different than us. No, we're going to build this, and I wish you would come over here.
Exactly.
Have that attitude. I wish you would have that wish you would attitude. They're going to start learning, because first time something happened, and even if somebody does have to take the fall for that, the community is still standing, which is what's important.
At this point, we're going to have to realize that a community without their laws is going to have to be built. Like, we're going to have to have a community that has absolutely nothing to do with their laws. And they're like, well, that's against the law. How the fuck does it matter right now if we're not going with their laws? Well, they can take your property. How if they're dead? Well, they can come over here if they're dead. If they step foot over here, they're going to get shot. You will be shot.
Like, that's the attitude we need to have. But it's crazy to me how we can have that attitude with each other, but when you look at them niggas, you scared,
terrified.
Oh, we can't do that. It's against the law. Oh no, this we ain't like them. And forget not being like them.
It's crazy because
protecting ourselves.
This is exactly what Malcolm X was talking about back then.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. And people played a video about the Alabama brawl or whatever that happened, and they were like, they played a video, and it's exactly what he was talking about. They're gonna keep doing whatever they want until we start fighting back as units.
We already tried. Like, I always stuck by do the nice route first. That way, if some shit go down, it's not your fault. It wasn't you that started it, kind of thing. Like, I've told that to my husband. Like, when he gets into it with people, I'm like, yo, calm down, say your piece first, go the nice route, and then if some shit pop off, you are free to do as you please. And I feel like we've done that as a community. We went the MLK way, and now it's time. Yeah, but yeah, that went for too long. But now it's time to go the Malcolm way.
Everybody gangsters, like all of y'all with the titties on the guns and all this stuff, but y'all don't want to stand up against them folks.
I promise you, it's funny because with the gun situation, I was on that monkey app I told you about, and I was scrolling. I ran across a whole bunch of niggas with big old choppers. Like, they was just on there.
Niggas is armed like the military.
I'm like, y'all got everything. Why are we fighting against each other?
Niggas we could literally take. Like
they are
military.
terrified. They are terrified of us. That's why they took down the Black Panthers. They saw niggas with guns, and they was just like, "Oh hell no! Like, this is not okay," because they can't handle it. If we're organized with weaponry, we are a threat to them, and they wouldn't be able to take it. And we can make it to where, you know, we ain't gonna start nothing with y'all, but if y'all start something else, we gonna finish it.
Crazy. They done flooded our communities with that stuff, and we need to just take them tools and flip it. Put the drugs down, stop popping the pills, put the drugs down. Because that junk got y'all, it got us wrecked. All these people dying from overdoses and stuff like that. I mean, it been happening, but it seems like now it's like the rate.
Because it's laced with more than that.
Yeah.
The change is not going to officially happen until we depart from that European mindset. Stop ascribing to that. Oh, gay people are the enemy. Trans people are the enemy. Women are the enemy. This is your European mindset.
Get rid of that damn Bible.
Take that.
I'm not saying get rid of God. I'm saying get rid of that Bible. You can believe in God all you want to. I believe in God. Get rid of that fucking Bible.
Nigga, that Bible is a Trojan horse.
You know, the crazy thing is, the Christians and the Jewish have the same Bible, except for, you know, the Jewish people don't have the New Testament. Mm-hmm. You ask a rabbi about the Bible, they believe most of that stuff was it wasn't real, like the Noah's Ark. But you ask a Christian, they swear to God it's he put a whole bunch of animals on it.
Man, that junk is a fairy tale. I tell people that all the time. You're not about to sit here and argue with me over a fictional book. I'm not arguing with you over no book of fiction.
They need to make the Bible that we have today. They need to make that into an anime. It would be a really good anime. It would be confusing.
It would be a good anime. It would be just like Durarara. Like I watched that anime.
That was the most confusing fucking show.
That joke was so confusing, but it's so entertaining. Like, you gotta watch that. That, to me, that's how I see our society for real.
No, I want to see it as truth though. Like I want to see the unicorn as the actual animal it is, the rhinoceros.
You're right. Or the
This
angels.
magical rhinoceros
Or the
running
angels. I
around.
want to see the angels
What's the
as
name of that one?
the gargoyles. Durarara.
Is that on the list?
I don't think did I put it on? I don't think I put it on.
I don't think
Because
that's
I can't find it again. I was looking for it on I think they got part 2 on Hulu, but I don't see the first part. But you gotta watch it. It's this okay, Isaiah, the he's supposed to be like this information person or what. This nigga is controlling the whole city by giving people whatever information he want to give them by controlling the narrative.
And watching and see what that person does with the information that they receive.
And
he's like a cold piece of
for
work.
fun. Like he got no goal. It's just he like being in control. He likes seeing people do crazy stuff with the stuff he tell them. He got no goal. It was when I first saw that John, I literally thought that he was going to be like a supernatural being. He's a regular human.
Just going around putting little bits of information in people's ears.
It sounds like
so season
Ryuk from Death Note
and season 2.
That's the type of power that he got, bro. It is actually insane. And it's crazy. You have this group of people who know that this nigga is not right, or he keeps the drama stirred up with it. They still go to him. They still go to him for help. Knowing that he the reason why it's chaotic.
That's the control that he has because he knows he has all the information. So regardless of what they do, he knows he's the only person they're gonna be able to talk to.
It's crazy, and that's exactly how I see our society. That's exactly how I see it.
You know what would be funny to me? I was just thinking about it. You said, like, put it where it is. The Bible's a fairy tale. Imagine going into a library and the fuss it would be if they put all the Bibles in the fiction section.
They need to. We need to go to the library and put them there.
And start putting them in the fiction section.
Yeah, this is in the wrong section. Like I see that you have the Bibles over here, and I think that they're supposed to be over here. They would kick us out.
If I ever own a library,
you're not about to argue with me over no fictional book.
That's right over there.
God flooded the earth with he flooded the earth and like he took he flooded the earth.
That's my mama. I was like, ain't no way the world was restarted one time. She was like, it was just a section. It was just a section. I was like, that makes more sense.
That do make more sense, but no, not everybody believed that it was just a section. They think it was the whole world. Yeah. They really be thinking themselves. It be too extreme, bro, and it don't be making sense too.
And
it's just supposed to be.
It's just supposed to be metaphorical. The whole world was just one thing.
That's exactly
there was the whole world, but then you find out there's an entire universe out there that you have not even come close to exploring, and they're like, "Yo, you still back in the old ages? What you doing? Like, why you still acting like that? Like, I didn't even know this existed."
That's the same way how during like the civil rights movement when slaves were getting free and there was a city or it wasn't even a city, just a plantation where they had them slaves thinking that they were still slaves. That is bro, it's crazy that something like that would happen. You mean to tell me none of y'all tried to like run away to see what was going on with everybody else? Because you're not about to tell me that we still slaves, my nigga. I'll be like, ain't no way. I gotta go see what else is out there. Like, can you imagine that though? They really had them just on these plantations and they couldn't go nowhere. And when you think about it, a lot of Black people still have that mindset where they don't want to leave where they are.
They're still stuck on the plantation.
They still stuck on that plantation.
That's exactly how it works so well, because if you know for a fact you're going to either get killed or something going to happen to you if you try to step foot off, as the generations go, like that monkey test that they had a bunch of monkeys in a cage and they had bananas hanging up on the top of the cage. So every time the monkeys tried to get them, they would get shot. and then they put a brand new monkey in there. They took one out, put a brand new one in there. He went up there to get the bananas, but all the monkeys pulled him back down because they knew they would get shocked. So after so many times of that happening, the new monkey never tried to get the bananas again. So as the new monkey's in, nobody is trying to get the bananas because they keep getting pulled down. They're not even getting shot more.
That's
They're
really
just getting pulled down.
That's really what the crab in a bucket mentality is. That's really what it is.
They did a similar experiment, a social experiment with humans, but it was like so they had a whole bunch of actors in this room, and every time the bell went off, like it was like a waiting room for minutes. That time everybody would stand up and sit down. And so eventually the first guy that came in, well, he started doing it. And then eventually they switched out all the people. You know, they started getting called back, and it was all new people. And every time the bell went off, they can't break them from that because they think you're not thinking for yourself. I think it was one person that was just like, why are we standing up when the bell goes?
That would have been me. I'm like, what is going on? Why y'all standing up? Because I need to know the
whole time.
My whole thing is like how people would just willingly follow stuff like that. I always used to be on the outside like what's going on? Why are y'all doing this? And I feel like when I was in school, whenever we would have situations like it would be for instance, we were seniors, and you know how they have like those events for seniors or whatever, you could go, they have cookouts and stuff like that. I would never participate in any of those activities, and they would look at me like I was crazy. It would be you lame, whatever. Like why you
back over to the bathroom.
Okay, you lame or whatever. Like why you never come? Why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? And to them, it looks like I'm the obedient one. It looks like I'm the one that follows the rules. I don't do nothing outside of what I'm told or whatever. Or it looks to them like I'm the good one, the obedient one, the one that is listening, whatever, to whatever is being told. But really, y'all have been doing exactly what they expect teenagers to do. When you cut school, when you do all of that stuff, you're doing exactly what they expect teenagers to do. But somebody, even when they have events for y'all and they're telling y'all, oh, go to I forgot what they used to call the thing. Go to the field or whatever. We got to cook out for seniors, and I would never go. And they looking at me like, you too good. Like, you a good student. You too good. But I'm not following the rules. I'm literally what they told me to do. Exactly. I'm literally not following the rules. Like, y'all are following the rules. Y'all are doing everything they tell y'all to do. I'm not doing it, but I'm the good student. I'm the obedient person. Like, I literally never did what they told me to do.
Go do this, and y'all are doing that.
Senior ditch day, that's what that is. They're telling you to do this. And it's like, why you wasn't with us? Like, why you, whatever. Because I didn't go to school, but I just didn't go to the festivities. Like, I stayed at home. Why you didn't go with us? You lame, whatever. Y'all are literally obeying everything they're telling y'all to do. I don't never obey anything. That's why I never understand why people look at me and think that I'm obedient. Because I never do what's expected. I always do what I want to do. I've always been like that. I'm not doing that. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. But I seem like the good person or the obedient person, but I'm not obeying.
Reminds me of that last season of Bel Air we watched.
You say you wish you was like that, man.
Girl, if I had personality growing up, I would have been unstoppable. That shit didn't kick in until my senior year of high school. That's when it finally started kicking in.
Girl, I always did what I want to do. Ask my mama. And I would do it in a way where people didn't even realize that I was breaking the rules.
You're creative.
Like, I'm never listening. That's why my stepdaddy be like, you obedient. Nigga, I don't listen to nothing you say. I don't listen to anything. Like, what you mean? Ask my mama, am I obedient? Ask her which one of her kids is the least obedient. And she gonna say me. Even my brother, who just be out here breaking the laws, she still would say me.
But if you think about it, that's what the whole thing that the Bible teaches is obedience.
Right.
Just like on they clone Tyrone, which we got a review still. Yeah. That's so much. We gonna be obedient to the master, right? We gonna listen. It's just like, what's wrong with y'all? People will
Yeah.
argue with you that the Bible is fact so hard. I argued with my dad about it before, and I'm like,
I ain't arguing, bro.
so I was talking to him about, okay, I said the Bible teaches incest.
That conversation gonna be good.
And he said, no, it doesn't teach incest. I was just like, so if you believe it word for word, like you say you do, there is never no mention of Cain or Abel finding anybody else. So how did the world repopulate if it's not in there? Like it's not in
sex with a mama.
That's what their mama.
Way.
That's
because they know either way it's gonna be wrong. Because if you say that there's no incest, then that means that other people existed. But if other people existed, then that means they're still wrong.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me that you would rather go with the incest argument though.
Yep. Then admitting that other people, like they wasn't the first people or they weren't the only people. It's so many parts, it's so many holes and so many gaps that they don't fill and they don't care to. They just believe whatever it is that's in front of them. And it's like, but how did all of us came to be if they had two sons? If they had two sons, how are the rest of us here?
Well, there was more. They had more kids after that, Seth, and I think it was a couple others that was talked about. But either way it goes,
yeah. But even
either they were sleeping with their siblings or sleeping with their mama.
Even if they had more kids, that's still the same thing. They still had to sleep with each other. You still not venturing out to find somebody. Like
there was other points where they were literally marrying people, and it was okay in the Bible marrying people to their cousins and stuff like that.
They still do that in real life.
They do that in real
other
life
cultures.
And royalty still, like all the royal people are related.
Yeah.
And all of them. Like
that's why they look like that.
They're all related. Like, oh, you get to sleep with your cousin type. Like, what?
Them dang
I would have left.
People in England, them people look funny, bro.
But all of the royal families from France, Spain, all of them. They're all, if they do a blood test, they're all related because y'all all was sleeping with each other's cousins. Like y'all
they do that in them Asian cultures and stuff too. They married the cousin. Maybe not like, I don't even know if they even. I feel like black people are the only people that recognize the generational thing, like the first cousin, the second. I think that's only a black thing. I feel like it's white people be out here getting with their stepbrother and stepsister. They be dating their mom and dad are dating people and they'll date the people's children. That is the weirdest thing that I have ever seen in my life.
Black people, I think we're more vigilant on it. Well, some people, because
my cousins be.
But you gotta ask though, because like when I came out here, right, and so anybody within a certain vicinity of here, as soon as I started talking to her, oh, I grew up out here. Oh, you might be kin to me. Who your family name is?
Nigga, like the way my people set up, them niggas would be like, we ain't gonna talk about that. No, don't worry about it. No, we ain't gonna talk about that. Or they don't care. They don't care nothing about you being their cousin. I'm like, nigga, we're related. We ain't grew up in the same household.
They be like, okay, and
yeah. That is disgusting. I had one of my cousins, his mom was literally trying to get us to date each other. Oh my god, y'all would have y'all babies would be so pretty. Y'all have some pretty chocolate babies. And I think he would have been with it if I would have been with it.
You know, I remember something when I was younger, right? It's like second cousin probably, but I knew it was my cousin. And so we were hanging out. Her and I were always very close. Like she was like a year younger than me, and I think I fell asleep on her or something like that. We was all playing the game, and I was waiting for my turn. And then my sister's god sister came in and was like, "Hey, let me talk to you. Hey, you like her, huh? You like her, nigga? That's my cousin. Okay, you like her, huh? That's my cousin."
Bro, in the South, niggas be having sex with their cousins. I know it, because I be like, y'all are disgusting, bro. I ain't even want to date nobody around here because everybody my cousin in my head.
That's disgusting.
Anytime you come around, nigga, you probably related.
You know my family, you're automatically my
Yeah, I'll be like, you look
That's
like
how
me. You look like me. I'm not about to date you.
I always say if you
I had a
family or
friend,
family
it was my
adjacent.
best friend. We didn't think we were related. I still don't think we're related, but we had been friends for like years. And then one day he showed up to my house with my cousin, and I was like, wait, how y'all know each other? And my cousin was like, how y'all know each other? And he was like, how y'all know each other? I was like, well, that's my cousin, and this is my best friend. And my cousin was like, well, this is my cousin. And I was, whose side? He was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, if y'all cousins and we cousins, I'm just gonna assume we cousins. Like that's just how it's gonna be.
Exactly.
We gonna be cousins.
Sure, the niggas around here, man, we know cousins. Nigga, we're cousins. Even if we grew up together, we're cousins. You could be cousins of my brothers. We don't got the same daddy. We're cousins. You can marry into the family. We're cousins.
Your whole other side of family is
Literally, if you know my family on a family level, we're related.
If you call any of my aunts and uncles, uncle, you call my mom and dad,
we're related, my nigga.
No.
It ain't
no. It's not like that though. No, it is like that.
Nah, we related. I don't be giving none. That's how I learned how I got so good at curving niggas, because I had to curve my cousins.
That's so nasty.
It is, and I'll still be having to do it to this day.
Thank God I never had a cousin try me like that. I probably would have told their mama too. I'd have been like, ugh.
See, I don't even be talking to their mama like that. I be telling my people though. You know, such and such trying to holler at me. I be telling my uncles, guess who tried to holler at me? You know, such because people used to stay away from me because of my uncles. What was our point of this conversation, right? We started off with KeKe Palmer thing.
Then we transitioned into the trans versus
right.
Then we kind of did dip into religion a little bit.
Mm-hmm. We talked about mostly the patriarch and how all of that stuff is still rooted in misogyny.
Facts.
Because even the disdain for trans women, I feel like is rooted in misogyny. Because like we said, trans men don't have these problems.
But I still stand on the fact that it's only some of them that are doing this.
Yeah, I agree.
Most of the people are coming in.
Small community. It's just that they're making the most noise.
Yeah, the vocal minority. That's all I said. The vocal minority makes problems for the majority because they want to scream and shout, and we're doing this. Look at me, look at me.
I saw a video with T.S. Madison, and she said she don't agree with none of that stuff. She says she don't agree with saying that women can't be referred to as women. She said she would never disrespect a woman like that. She would never call a woman whatever it is that they want us to be called. She said she would never do that. But at the same time, I forgot what the Van, do you know? I forgot the term.
What term? I mean, like
what they want women to be referred to instead of women. It's another thing they said too about moms.
I know for
baby carriers or something. I know
for people. No, it was birthing person.
Birthing person.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes, that is stupid.
Yeah. I remember having that conversation when we were still in that group with old girl, and she was and I was like, yeah, they want to call us birthing people. We're a birthing person. That's and they even it was a
some of the stuff
Congress that did that. She was like birthing people.
Some of that stuff do.
I was like, no, I'm a mother. I'm not a birthing person. I'm a mother.
You don't have to you don't have to give us rules to follow for you to exist. You don't. You literally do not have to do that. We don't like we ain't doing nothing to nobody.
I think I saw that same interview that you saw, Boonie, and she would never do that to women. She was like, because she is a trans woman, like that's what she is. Like that's what she
whether you want to admit it or not, there is a difference. There is. But at the same time, I feel like there's nothing wrong with holding space for trans women or people in general because they're people, not because they special or because whatever. Because I see everybody as, you equal. I'm gonna treat you like a person, regardless of whoever you are. But I don't even think that there's beef with women as a whole. But those women who are arguing and going back and forth, they never liked trans women. They never agreed with it. They never liked it.
Yeah,
So
you said I don't think there's a problem at all with having that space. Like everybody can have their own
right.
space. It's when you're trying to invade somebody else's space that it becomes a problem, or when you're trying to destroy the space that was just created that it's a problem. It's like everybody can have their own space without diminishing someone else's.
But if y'all want periods, y'all can have them. If y'all want to give birth to children, y'all can have it. I'm good.
If you choose to put that limiter on yourself, you're arguing over differences that do not matter. Why are you arguing over these differences?
They don't matter.
Why? It does not matter. As long as you like I said, I have several experiences with, like I said, I have a trans daughter. She never cared about she don't care about that to this day. Don't give me no special treatment. Like,
yeah, because
she just want to live. She just want to be a person.
But what Van said made it all make sense. It's the entitlement still.
I feel like you said it is coming from those white trans people.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like the biggest insult to their faces is that you're still showing your, since they want to be black and white, you're still showing your masculine side.
Yeah, I hate those words. Those words are annoying to me now.
They truly are.
Like, I literally am sick of it. I'm sick of man and woman too. I'm just sick of words.
I really appreciate your opinion, man. Like, that was like, let me think about it differently. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Y'all coming in here causing issues when y'all can just sit down and
I try my best to say human, but because of situations, like there are specific situations where you have to say man, woman, or you know, whatever they would like to be called. But a lot of times, like y'all know, when y'all see my Facebook posts, stuff like that, I be like, people, humans.
I say people,
them,
they. Yeah, me too. To generalize it, because I'm talking about everybody. But
I'll just say them. I don't be like, sir, ma'am. I say it together, sir, ma'am.
But y'all definitely can exist without diminishing what it is to be a woman. And I still don't believe that they can come for womanhood and take it from us. But like, y'all can try.
It's not possible.
It literally isn't.
Because you can never embody what it is. That's just putting women in such a small box. There's so much more. Like, you can't encapsulate. We can't break that down in the midst of this podcast. It's so much.
Person, you'll never know what it's like to be a white person. You'll never know what it's like to be a man if you're not one. You'll never know what it's to be a woman if you're not one.
That's true.
I think that's the perfect ending right there.
Exactly.
That's the stamp on it. But this has been the Royal Genius Podcast, episode 2 in the books.
Episode 2. I feel like we came back strong.
For real.
We came back strong. More of these conversations. But I would like to have that conversation too with more people. But yeah, this has been another episode. Make sure y'all email us at royalgeniusreviews@gmail.com if y'all have questions or want advice, or if y'all want to be on the podcast, because we are willing to talk to anybody about anything. Just email us, let us know, or hit us up on social media. I think it's Royal Genius Entertainment on most things.
Yeah.
Royal Genius Entertainment, but we'll have all our information in the description.
Right. Like, comment, subscribe.
And follow us on Spotify if you're listening on there, so you can get updates.
Yeah, and if there's a specific topic that you want us to talk about and you feel like you'd be the perfect person, let us know. Hey, and you could be on the panel. We just
if you strongly disagree, we definitely welcome you.
Right.
We're not going to disrespect you, but we're going to have this healthy debate.
We're going to have something to say. Because like I told Roy, I'm never going to be like, you right, I agree. Ever. You're never getting that from me. Unless you Van.
But see y'all later.
Bye.